For introduction, the book that we are studying is from the work of Farabi. That is the opinion of the people of the virtuosity and their opposite. Was published in 2013. The book is contained 108 pages and published at Nasr City, Cairo, Arab Republic of Egypt. The publisher is Hindawi Foundation for Education and Culture. As we know, the Abu Nasr al-Farabi is a prominent philosopher of the golden age of Islam, made significant contribution to Islamic political philosophy through his seminal work on the perfect state, Al-Madinah Al-Fadilah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zamil Arif bin Misni. My matric number is 1212078. So today I will be presenting to you about the methodology that Imam Al-Farabi applied in his work, which is on the perfect state, Al-Madinah Al-Fadilah, regarding to Islamic philosophy. Firstly, he used rational approach and logical framework to emphasize on logic as the main tool for the understanding society and governance. The influence thought originating from Aristotelianism is clearly beneficial to form a more systematic structure with the use of deductive reasoning to identify governance principle in a social organization. In addition, he also applied the concept of king of philosophy brought by Plato. Al-Farabi begins by forming a metaphysical and cosmological framework by explaining that this hierarchical government consists of the first cause who commands all things in the material world, which is our current world. This is very helpful to emphasize to people for apply the nature of wisdom and justice in leadership, just like God, who governs this world fairly and equitably by using his wisdom, and as a result, a more harmonious and peaceful society can be born through his leadership framework. Next, he used emanation and hierarchical order. This theory is borrowed by Neoplatonism, which functions as a tool to understand the structure of society. According to Al-Farabi, he sees this country as an organism that works harmoniously despite different classes and roles, just like the part of the human body. The government is considered to be rational because they are responsible for guiding the country toward its final goal, while other members of the community will fulfill their respective role and complement each other based on their abilities and tendencies. From this hierarchical model, inspired by our bodies, Al-Farabi tried to convey his belief in the interdependence between individual and the importance of cooperating with each other in achieving mutual well-being. Other than that, he also integrates between religion and philosophy. This is because, in Al-Farabi's view, he sees religion as the most practical way to convey philosophical truth to the general public. For example, a good leader is someone who combines philosophical wisdom with noble prophetic qualities in his leadership. This proves that combining the intellectual and the spiritual can reflect a combination of philosophy and religion that complement each other instead of opposing each other. From the applying of this framework, it can help to provide a better leadership framework with the application of moral guidance to achieve the unity of various races. And lastly, he used classification and comparative analysis methodology. According to Al-Farabi, society is divided into three types based on their objective and adherence to the truth. Among them is the virtuosity, which is Al-Madinah Al-Fadilah, which means an ideal state with intellectual and spiritual perfection, where the people and its leaders work together in harmony, are guided by the principle of justice, cooperation, and seeking knowledge to achieve ultimate happiness, which is Sa'adah. Next is the city of Jahiliyah, Al-Madinah Al-Jahiliyah, which means a society that does not understand true happiness and only focus on materialistic and worldly pleasure. Last but not least is the city of misguidance and evil, Al-Madinah Al-Dalla wal-Al-Fasiqah. The city is depicted with a society that has been led astray by false belief and also stems from corrupt leadership. They are taught to pursue unethical goals and ignore justice in administration. In conclusion, we can see clearly that the characteristic of an ideal country and differentiate it based on its governance system. Thank you.
In this part, I will summary the certain point in the book of Farabi work, the opinions of the people of the verticity in their opposite. In Al-Farabi's work, a multitude of profound concepts are explored across various chapters, each offering unique insight into philosophy and existence. However, to maintain clarity and depth, I will focus on the selection of key ideas from the book, namely the first existence, the uniqueness of the first existence, the emergence of all being, and the role of justice in society. The first idea is the concept of first existence. Al-Farabi presents the first existence as the most fundamental substance, characterized by perfection and completeness. It is entirely self-sufficient, lacking any deficiencies or limitation, which challenge our understanding of existence and emphasize its foundational role in the universe. Primary cause of all being, the first existence function as the primary cause for all entities in existence, acting as the first cause or unmoved mover. Everything we perceive derives from this singular source, highlighting the interconnectedness of all being and establishing a hierarchical relationship where all existence traces back to the first existence. Immutability and independence, the first existence is immutable and independent, meaning does not change or rely on anything external for its existence. This quality reinforces its role as the ultimate foundation of reality, providing a stable reference point in constantly changing world and distinguishing it from all other entities. Second idea is the uniqueness of the first existence. The first existence must be completely free of any coexisting entity. If there were other entities, they would rely on each other, undermining the concept of the first existence complete self-sufficiency. Al-Farabi asserts that the first existence is unique and singular, emphasizing that it is the only one of its kind. This uniqueness confirms that everything in the universe ultimately refers back to a singular character. Recognizing the first existence as a singular being establishes a framework for understanding existence and reality, highlighting that nothing else can compare to it, as they are no equal. The perspective creates a worldview where all things in the cosmos are related and independent on the first existence as their primary source. Third idea is all existence emerge from the first existence is an orderly and necessary manner. Similar to how a river flows from its source, this process follows a logical order and maintains a clearly defined hierarchy of existence, emphasizing that the relationship between the first existence and other being is systematic and rational. Understanding that all entities originate from the first existence highlight the interconnectedness of the universe. Each entity can be traced back to this primary source, which provide meaning and significance to their existence, reinforcing that the idea that all things are related to the first existence as their ultimate origin. The last idea in this book, justice is an essential tenet for society to function well. Al-Farabi emphasized that justice is essential for a society to function effectively, as the well-being of a community rely on the fair treatment of all individuals. This fair treatment ensures that anyone is held to same standard and law. The presence of justice fosters trust among individuals, enabling them to elaborate amicably by treating anyone equal. Justice creates an environment where people feel value and are more likely to work together for the common good. Al-Farabi argued that without justice, society are prone to conflict and inequalities that can impede progress. Justice is crucial not only for maintaining societal balance but also for allowing individuals to realize their full potential, contributing positively to the community.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hilmi bin Farid. My metric number is 1212062. Next, I would like to present two unique aspects of Islamic philosophy derived from Al-Farabi's book, namely Mabadi Ara Ahlil Madinah Al-Fadila, or its English version on the perfect state. First, the first cause is one and mind. The entire chapter in this book relates all events and life in this world to the existence of matter, which is identified as the first being. The first cause is an eternal reality of the highest quality and perfection. It is timeless, uncreated, and eternal. In terms of degree and essence, it is without equal. This topic is important in the view of Al-Farabi, According to Richard Walzer, this argument about the perfect being is meant to refute the Christian tritheism and the Manichaean dualism in a more satisfactory way than the way used by the Mutakallimun. Then, the second one is perfect ruler. Al-Farabi used the limbs to reflect on the parts of the body from the most powerful to the least functional. Al-Farabi emphasized the cooperation of the parts of the body for a common purpose, the difference in rank, and the regulating function of the heart. In the same way as the heart alone governs the body, the perfect state can only be ruled by one single ruler. Next, the cosmic order is the model of human life. The ideal city ruler cannot be chosen at random because he needs to meet two requirements. The first is he must naturally have a desire towards it, and the second is he must develop the mindset and habits necessary for the state to succeed. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Muhammad Zarfan bin Osman. My matrix number 1213463. Now, I want to explain about the critics or comment or opinion on Al-Farabi books. Every scholar or thinkers has a different thought on a subject, and the way they present their writing is also different, including Al-Farabi, who explained the philosophy. Different criticism or opinion will be accepted by each scholar because each individual understanding is a different. This also applies to these books written by Al-Farabi. This can be seen as something positive in the development of knowledge that can be taken by everyone to the further expand their knowledge of the subject matter being discussed. In this book, Al-Farabi said in the paragraph 1, page 7, the first existence is the first cause of the existence of all other exists, and he is free from all of deficiency, and everything other than him is not free from having in its sum of deficiency either one or more than one. So now in this view or this point, I very support the view and the content of Al-Farabi is trying to convey because it considers with the Quranic verse in Surah Al-Imran verse 119. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب. Through this Quranic verse, Allah Himself tell all mankind that the existence of all creatures in this world is due to His Almighty existence. This verse also further strengthened by the Quranic verse of Surah Al-Ikhlas, verse 1 until 4. Allah says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. A verse states the oneness of Allah regarding His existence, which is free from all shortcomings from other creatures. Next, we go to critic sentence. Al-Imam al-Ghazali wrote books to criticize Al-Farabi, namely Tahafut al-Falasifah. In the books, Imam al-Ghazali criticized the Al-Farabi regarding the existence of universe as equal to Allah. This can be seen on the page 15, first paragraph. I support this kind of thing more with what Imam Ghazali criticized, because Allah has said in the Quran, Surah Ash-Shura, verse 11, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ليس كمثله شيء وهو سميع البصير. In this verse, it's very clear, which say that there is no creature that is equal in existence to Allah. I also think that maybe what Al-Farabi means was different, but the writing style and the language used were different from the understanding of Al-Ghazali. Imam Al-Ghazali rejected this view because it contradicts Islamic creed. But there are the other philosophers, such as Ibn Rushd, who defend the Al-Farabi view due to Imam Ibn Rushd understanding of Al-Farabi writing from a different aspect than Al-Ghazali. The conclusion, it can be seen from the review of the books written by Al-Farabi. First, its cover aspect of the existence of God and the philosophy that different in views from other philosophers such as Imam Ghazali, but have a similar opinions as Ibn Sina. In this book, Al-Farabi also show how he, as a philosopher, think and argue to explain the existence of God through his own method and understanding based on his expertise. It is fascinating to observe discussion on knowledge as the development of knowledge and the philosophical understanding of a subject often differ significantly. While there are notable distinctions between Islamic philosophers like Al-Farabi and Al-Ghazali, their critiques are not personal but rather stem from their individual interpretation of Islam. Second point is Al-Farabi combined Islamic and Greek thought such as Aristotle in a logical explaining the existence of God and social value through his book. Al-Farabi discussed social issue or society and the morality to be a lesson to human thought in his writing. This method is essential because individuals with strong moral character are the foundation of a flourishing civilization. Al-Farabi's focus on justice underscore that it is important in nurturing social ethics by ensuring that the virtue of justice is cultivated within every individual, whether a ruler or subordinate. Justice as one of noble qualities is also a divine attribute of Allah. For the last point is, Al-Farabi underscores the critical role of justice as a cornerstone for a thriving society. He emphasized that the equitable treatment of individuals fosters trust, harmony, and collective progress. By practicing justice, societies affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every individual, empowering them to actively contribute to the collective well-being. In the absence of justice, communities are prone to division and inequality, hindering the progress and stability. This principle encourages us to live purposely and work towards building a fair and harmonious community, reflecting the ideal of a virtuous society. So thanks for watching.